God has given us this glorious day that we may gather together as the body of Christ to worship, to give thanks, to be strengthened in our life together. If you're worshiping with us for the first time, I encourage you to fill out one of the blue and white welcome cards which are located in the pew rack in front of you, and to place that in the offering plate later in this morning's service. I also encourage you to circulate the friendship registers through the pews and get to know those with whom you worship this morning. And I hope you'll take some time now or at the close of the service to welcome someone by name and get to know a new person. This is a joyful weekend, a festival of faith, and we are so happy to welcome back to Second Presbyterian Church Dr. Thomas Long. He is the Bandy Professor of Preaching at Candler School of Theology at Emory University. He is a graduate of Erskine College, and if you don't know where that is, ask him after the service. It's a very hard place to find in South Carolina. It is hard to get to. And he's also a graduate of Princeton Theological Seminary, where he taught for many years prior to coming to Candler. He is a prolific author, an author of 20 books. His most recent book is What Shall We Say? Evil, Suffering, and the Crisis of Faith. Another recent book is Preaching from Memory and Hope, Memory to Hope. And then a book about funeral practices and the way we treat death in American culture and society, a way that often denies our physicality and the reality of human grief, and it is called Accompany Them with Singing. All of these books are available here in our church library. His book, The Witness of Preaching, has been used in practically every introduction to preaching class in every seminary of all stripes and conditions and forms in America. Our own Lake Fellows have used that book in their classes at their seminaries, and I was a little too old to have that, although I read it later. But most of all, Tom Long is a great churchman. He loves the church. He's active in the life of the church, and his scholarship, his teaching is all to strengthen the church in its leadership, to help us with the chief end of our human existence, to glorify God and enjoy God forever, to proclaim Christ and His salvation. I first got to know Tom 23 years ago when I went to my, just a month after I arrived at my church in South Carolina, and he came and preached. It was a marvelous weekend with him there, and I am so happy to call you friend. Tom, we welcome you. We thank you for your teaching and preaching this weekend. Please note in second glance the many opportunities in this Lenten season for growth and fellowship, study, and service, and I simply call your attention to the Wednesday night series with Dr. Baker, which begins at 6:30 on Wednesday, a 4-part series on the blood of the Lamb. Don't miss it.